Okay, everyone, I think we're good to go. All this fun technology stuff and getting everything ready. So thank you for working with me a little bit. I hope you are settled in because I've got a Zoom for you, or I've got a training for you. So if you are watching this later on the recording, welcome. I hope you grab a notepad and pad of paper. We are going to be going back and forth between you get to see me talking and then my phone, because I want to show you guys a few different things. So if we haven't met yet, my name is Ashley Walmer, and I am the Director of Sales and Field Development at Bravenly. So welcome to the team. I know we have lots of new people that have just joined our company, and I thought what a perfect way to kick off the summer. We've got kids back to school, or kick off like the end of summer. Kids are going back to school with a Zoom, teaching you guys some strategies to work on and in your business, working smarter, not harder. Okay. We do lots of things to work our business, but I want to teach you guys some ways that you can work faster, some ways that you can work simpler, that you can get more done in a small amount of period. So I was 19 when I saw network marketing. I got invited to an opportunity event when I was in college, and it was the very first time that I even really knew anything about this industry. And I caught the vision right away from the second that the guy said residual income. Okay. Multiple streams of income. I was going to school to be a teacher at the time. And I was like, man, I have a bunch of teachers in my family. They don't make a lot of money. They have to work, in the summers, or they have to tutor if they want to make more. And so I caught that vision right away. But I'll tell you guys one thing. I didn't make a lot of money at all. I mean, I think some of you guys have heard me joke that I made $13 my first year in network marketing. I didn't really know what I was doing. I didn't have a mentor or a teacher that was really teaching me anything. And it wasn't until I got married and got pregnant, I was then working for a company called Aveda. I was an educator going around. I was an esthetician. So I taught people, I gave facials, makeup, all of that. But then corporately, I worked for the company and would go into salons and teach and train them on how to use these products to best get sales. Okay. And so it was at that point when I was living in Seattle and I was pregnant. My ex-husband was in the military, so he was constantly gone, that I was thinking to myself, who's going to raise this baby? And so I remembered that time in high school or in college that I went to that meeting. And I was actually one of those people that was kind of looking for network marketing. I didn't really know what company I wanted to join. I just remembered it was top of mind. Hey, I could do this and it could really make a difference and an impact in my life. And so I got invited to another type of event. It was in a skincare company. So it was more of a party that I was at. And I was just sitting there going, man, I could do this. Okay. So I jumped in and I started putting one foot in front of the other. And it wasn't until I met your CEO, Aspen Emery. She was my upline in a company where everything started to click, where she started teaching me some systems, some things that I could do in my business and how to work and how to talk to people and how to get in action really fast, that everything just kind of started clicking for myself, or for me and my team. And I started duplicating that. And so what I'm going to teach you guys today is literally everything that I did in my business to go from start to six figures in 6 months. Okay. So I hope you're taking notes because we're going to work fast. This is being recorded. You can watch it later. But a couple of things before we kind of start digging into like the nuts and bolts and the nitty gritty is I want to tell you guys the idea of working your business smarter, not harder, is consistency. Okay. So I kind of want to know from my audience right here, at least those of you that are on Zoom, or if you're watching live on Facebook, I want you to put a 1 in the chat. If you work another job full-time, I want you to put a 2 in the chat if you work another job part-time. And I want you to put a 3 in the chat if you are somebody that stays at home, that you work from home. Okay. I'm going to look back through that later. I just kind of want to know like what my audience is. Aaron, I see you put 2 and 3. Yep. Because you're at home working, but you are working part-time. So I'm just kind of curious because at the end of the day, you guys, consistency is what you do daily. It's what you're doing every single day that starts to compound itself, and you start to see results at the end of that because you're consistent. And so it doesn't matter if you're working 8 hours on Bravenly a day, or if you're working 1 hour on Bravenly a day. If you are intentional with that time and do it every single day, that consistency is going to start adding up, and you're going to start seeing results. And what I've found is when I'm talking to people throughout this entire industry, and maybe they work full-time in their network marketing space, and you're looking back and you're not seeing results, it's what are they doing in that time? And a lot of times, you guys, they're not really being intentional. They're not being consistent. They start, stop, start, stop. And one of the best advice that I've ever had, it was on a workout video. I think it was, I don't even remember which one it was, but somebody had said, if you're tired of starting over, stop quitting. And I was like, ooh, dang. How many of you guys can relate to that? Where, man, I'm so sick of starting over Monday, whether it's a new diet or getting back into my business. It's like, why do we quit things, right? Well, we have to kind of train that muscle of consistency in whatever we're doing, train that muscle of discipline. Okay. And so what I want to tell you guys is every single person has the same 24 hours in the day. Okay. We all have life. We all have things that happen to us, but the difference between somebody that you see that's consistent and that's disciplined and that's getting action is they are working on that. All right. Things don't just happen. They're making those things happen for their business. So I want you guys to know that this is your business. That's the best part and the beauty of network marketing is you get to work whenever you want. You get to create your schedule. You get to look at your calendar and say, you know what, this is a really busy day for me. I've got a lot of life going on. I've got a lot of other things, other priorities. So I'm only going to be able to work an hour, or I'm going to maybe this day going to be able to put in 3 hours into my business. Figure out what works for you and then set that time, put it in your calendar, and every day may look a little bit different. That's okay. But while you're putting that on your calendar, that I'm going to work in this hour and I'm going to work in this hour, or these 3 hours right here, this chunk of time, this is my Bravenly business. If you've got kids at home, figure out something to do with them, because I guarantee you, if you don't, guess what's going to happen? When mommy's working, there's going to be, can I have a snack? Sister hit me, brother did this, right? It's going to happen. And so you have to think ahead. You have to be intentional. Maybe you're dropping them off at grandma's, once a week for a couple hours to go work on your business. Maybe you're setting them up with a craft, or you're working in nap time or whatever. Maybe if you're a full-time work out of the home, parent or person, you're figuring out, when I come home from work, hanging out with my kids, I'm eating dinner, and then for an hour or two every night, I'm doing this and I'm working on my business, and you're consistent. Okay. So figuring out what that looks like. I'll also tell you guys that when I built from 0 to 6 figures in 6 months, it was all belly to belly. I was talking to people that I knew if I could go meet somebody at a coffee shop, or if I could have an event in my home and invite some people over, and maybe if I have a couple team members that they're each inviting people over, I could work smarter, not harder, by getting in front of more people at one time. But something started to happen in my business, this thing called social media, and I couldn't ignore it. I knew what my strengths were, and I knew that I needed to stay in those 90% of my business within my strengths, within the things that were working. But I couldn't ignore that there was this thing that was happening on social media that if I didn't tap into it, I could miss out. Right? I could be missing out on something. And so I stayed in my strengths, and I started to learn the skill of social media. Now, when I look back at my business, memories on Facebook, I'm like, oh, I did not post that. That is exactly what I teach them not to do now. So just know, one, done is better than perfect. Getting something and doing something, even if it's not up to perfection, is better than not doing anything at all. And you guys, this is a skill. This is something that you're going to learn. Okay. So if this is a relationship type business, okay, if we're building relationships with people, I'm going to teach you not to cold message, but I am going to teach you how to build relationships on social, because here's the thing. Think about your best friend for a minute. When did you meet them? Did you literally like bond in a 2.5 second and then all of a sudden you knew all of the history? No, you built a relationship. Even if you had a spark with someone, even if you have a bond with your best friend, or maybe it was a sister, you had to build a relationship over time before you guys fully got to know everything, before you knew all of your secrets about that person, right? So things don't just happen. You had to work at that relationship. Same thing is going to happen on social media. You're working at relationships. So don't be scared if right now you're like, oh, I only have 30 friends on Facebook, or I don't know how to do that, and I don't want to cold message. We're not going to teach you how to cold message. Okay, we're never going to do that. But you can start to build relationships with people online the same way that you build relationships with people in person. Okay. So I had a leader one time, I don't think she told me, I think I overheard her saying to somebody, nobody can ever use the excuse with me that you ran out of people to talk to. Because if you are every day intentional about doing some of the things that I'm going to teach you guys today, you're never going to be running out of people. And so she always said, she said, if anybody ever said that to me, that was a telltale sign that they weren't working on their business, that they weren't being intentional about growing their network. Okay. And so I'm just telling you guys right now, let's fix that. If you're sitting here today and you're like, ooh, that's kind of me, like I feel that way too. There's things that you guys can be doing to change that. Okay. So what we're going to talk about today are what I call, you may hear different leaders call them different things. I think Aspen calls them high payoff activities. I've always known them as IPAs, income producing activities. Okay. These are your non-negotiables. These are the things every single day that you can get done in your business, for your business. It doesn't matter if you have an hour or 5 hours, if you're sick or if you're not. Okay. These are things every day that you can be doing. Remember when I said the word consistency. So some things work different for different people. Okay. We kind of talk about this business being a buffet. Our success steps is not a buffet. You need to do those things. But the tips and tricks that you get from me and different leaders, that's a buffet. Grab this, implement this, implement this. You get to figure out what works for your business. All right. But what I've found is every single day, you need to have a non-negotiable list that by the end of the day, you can get this done. And at the end of the day, before you put your head down, you can go, did I win the day today? Did I do what I said I was going to do? The answer is yes or no. There's no middle ground, you guys. Life happens. And so it's a no that day. That's okay. But when you can be accountable to yourself, I will tell you things will start changing in your business. All right. So some people, they may look at their business and say, you know what, for these IPAs, I'm going to set a time limit for each of them. I'm going to do 10 minutes for this, 10 minutes for that. I'm going to do all of them in an hour because that's what I have to give. Other people may say, you know what, I'm going to message 5 people today. Once I get to 5, I'm moving on to the next task. Whatever you can be consistent with, do that thing. Don't worry about what the next person is doing. Put those blinders on and you do you. You figure out what works for you and what you can be consistent at. Okay. So what are those IPAs? 1, grow your network. Every single day, you need to be growing your network. If you're new, that may be looking like adding names to your names list. It may be grabbing your phone and grabbing the last 10 people that you sent text messages to. It may be getting on Facebook or Instagram and adding friends, following people. Getting into groups, following those people, and maybe talking to people that you meet in public. Okay. So growing your network every single day. Number 2, interacting, engaging, being a friend with those people. Okay. So on social media, it looks like liking and commenting. In belly to belly, it looks like texting. You know, when you wake up in the morning, you can, if you're seeing a post and you're like, oh, nobody's posted, ask yourself, have I been a friend today? Have I liked and commented on other people's things? Maybe your family and your friends are asking you about your business. Are you asking them about things going on in their life? Okay. It's a two-way street. Relationships are a two-way street. Okay. So ask yourself, am I being a friend either online or in person every single day, interacting, engaging, being a friend? Okay, that's the second one. 1, grow network. 2, be a friend, interact, engage. 3, every day, posting and adding to your story. Okay, again, if you don't work social, that's okay. These are mine. These are my non-negotiables. So posting and adding to your story, opening up your business every single day. Now, does that every single day look like posting about our products or posting about the business? No, but it means adding content out there that people can follow, being a person that somebody wants to follow because you're adding value to social media. Okay, so that's 3, posting. 4, every single day, you are messaging new people that may be responding to things that people have said in a like or comment on a post, that may be sending a best friend a message, that may be sending warm messages. Like I said, I'm not going to teach you guys cold messages, but I do believe what we have our hands on is awesome. These products are changing people's lives and this business is changing people's lives. And so if I've built a relationship with somebody on social media, I'm not going to shy away from sending them a message that says something like, hey, last week we were talking and I know your husband lost his job. And I was just thinking to myself, like, I don't even know if you know what I do, but I actually work from home and make extra income. No idea if it'd be something that you're interested in or not, like no clue, but I was just thinking about you and I didn't know if maybe this is something that you'd want to look into, right? So maybe, yeah, we're not besties. We haven't known each other for 15 years, but as I'm building relationships with people on social, I'm getting to know them. I'm understanding, what their pain points are in their life. And I'm able to bring this up. So every single day, sending messages. Then number 5 is following up. Every single day, following up with people that you talked to yesterday, the day before, a week ago, a month ago, right? So to me, those are 2 different things, because every day you need to be casting a net. You need to be sending messages about Bravenly and our products. And then every day you need to be following up with people that you've already talked to. So they're 2 totally different things. What I see a lot happen is when I look at somebody's calendar, when I look at their books and I'm like, okay, talk to me about how many new people have you talked to about Bravenly this week? And they're like, oh, I followed up with this person. I followed up with this person. I'm like, no. Those are follow-up messages. How many new people are you talking to? Okay. So they're different. So the 5th thing is following up with people, sending messages and following up with people that you've already had conversations with. Okay. Number 6 is personal development. Okay. So every single day, what are you doing to grow your mind? Okay. So those are the 6. Now we're going to break down all 6 of those. And I'm going to give you tips and tricks and tangible things that you can be doing every single day for all 6 of those. Okay. I am going to have the chat open, you guys, but I'm going to try not to look at it until afterwards and I can go back and answer questions because I want to make sure we stay on task for people that are watching this like online or watching the replay. But what I'm saying is don't feel like you can't message in that chat. And at the end, I can stop recording and answer anything. Okay. So let's break these down. I'm going to start with personal development. Why? Because you got to take care of you, right? You are the most important part of your business. And if you're not taking care of you, who is? Okay. I believe that this business is 90% mindset and 10% of action, 10% of the mechanics, 10% of what you're doing. Because if your mindset is wrong, how many of you wake up, have a fight with your husband, and you just feel like you're on tilt all day? Or maybe it's with a kid. Maybe you get in an argument with one of your children or somebody at work, and it kind of messes with you. It messes with your mojo, right? And so 90% of this business is what we believe, what we self-talk to ourselves, what we think about ourselves. Then that dictates then the 10% that actually leads to the action and stuff. If you don't believe that you're going to be successful, I can tell you right now, you're not going to hit your goals. You're not going to do what you want to do. If you in your heart don't believe that it's possible, how in the world then are your actions going to get you there? All right. And some of this, I don't believe in to fake it till you make it. I hate that saying, but what I do believe in is words have power. And sometimes if you're not where you want to be yet, speak life over where you want to go and what you want out of it. It's not faking anything. It's literally claiming something positive over your life and telling yourself, telling your brain, hey, Ashley, up here, we got this. We're good. We're going to do this today. Okay. So Confidence, if you are somebody who lacks confidence, your mindset is the thing that sometimes messes you up. And then what happens is then you're not going to send messages because you don't know what to say and you're not feeling like you know what to do, right? And so that confidence part of your mindset actually impacts the 10% of the results. All right. So you got to fill yourself up before you pour out. You got to input before you can do anything else in your business. So if you're not excited, if you don't feel like you have what you have your hands on is something that is absolutely incredible, it's going to be really hard for people to join you because people feed off of that. If somebody joins your business and is just like, oh my gosh, this is the best thing ever, like, and they're so excited, a lot of times that leads to enrollments. They may not know anything about how the comp plan works or a single product, but people are joining them and buying from them because of that confidence, because of that excitement that they have. People follow people that know where they're going. All right, by putting it out there, by being bold. So I want to ask you guys, like, do you know where you're going? If not, that's the first thing right there that you need to tackle with your mindset. Where am I going? What am I doing? Why am I here? Why am I doing this? Okay. People also do business, that money exchange, either join you as a brand partner or buy from you as a customer with people they know, like, and trust. Okay. So let's look at know, like, and trust for a minute. Know, if they know you, you have to grow your network to know people. You have to build relationships to join, or to have people join you, right? They're joining you because it's you. So that's the know part. The like part is, are you likable? Are you enjoyable? Or do you complain a lot? Are you grateful? Do you have a grateful heart and a grateful attitude? Or are you in every situation complaining and looking at the negative? Are you posting about negative things, right? Are you likable? Are you somebody that people want to be around because you just fill them up? And the last thing, the third thing is trust. Are you trustworthy? Do you do what you say you're going to do? Do people respect you and look up to you? All right. So in all things that you're doing from a mindset and action part, ask yourself, did I get to know people today? Was I likable today? And was I building trust with people? Those are 3 things that you guys have control over that will impact your business. Okay. So how do you do, or how do you, do personal development? What does that look like? What does self-development look like? Okay. I love a YouTube called The Strangest Secret. It's something that I listen to every single day, every single time I was making a run in my business. Another thing, devotionals, prayers. Maybe it's a playlist. Maybe you have a, playlist that just like speaks to you and it just makes you feel good and like lifts you up. Okay. Maybe it's an Audible. Maybe it's a book. I'll tell you guys, I'm not a big reader. I don't love to sit down and read, but what I can do is grab my phone and hit play as I'm doing the dishes or driving kids here or making dinner at night. And that way I'm actually being intentional with that. Maybe you're reading a file on Ignite. You're doing, professional development. You're learning a skill set. You're on this Zoom. That's personal development, you guys. You're getting fed into. Maybe you're listening to a church sermon. Whatever that is, whatever makes you feel like you're moving your business forward, you're moving your life forward, you're moving your mind forward, that is considered personal development. Okay. So let me take a drink real quick because I'm going to lose my voice if I don't. All right, let's move on to growing your network. Okay, so every single day growing your network in person, what does that look like? Do you guys have business cards? If not, why? Okay, get a business card. You guys can be handing those out to people. When you're, I'll give you guys a story of something that happened to me. When I was back to school shopping a couple years ago with Andrew, we were at Old Navy. And there was this mom pushing this little girl behind me in a stroller. And I just looked at her and I was like, she's so adorable. Like, how old is she? And she's like, oh, she's 6 months, or I can't remember, whatever. And I said, oh, is she your only one, or do you have other ones? And she's like, yeah, I have 2 older ones. They're at home with their dad. And she looked at Andrew and she's like, oh, is that your son? And I was like, yeah. And we just kind of started talking about kids. And I was like, oh, do you get to stay home with your kids? Because it was the middle of the day. And she's like, actually, I do. I didn't used to. I was a dental hygienist, but we decided, between how much it costs for babysitting and, getting a job, I should just stay home. And she goes, what about you? And I go, well, I actually work at home. I have a business that I work from my cell phone. So it's really easy. I can just pick up and go wherever. And that way, at least I'm making a little bit of extra money. And she's like, really? Well, what do you do? And I was like, well, hey, since we're in line, we're about ready to go. Like, what's your name on Facebook? And I handed her my phone and she just typed her name and I clicked add friend. And I was like, I'll message you later when I get back or once we, check out or whatever. It was just a super easy way to meet somebody in person, strike up a conversation and add them to social media. Why? Guess what? If she doesn't message me back, we're now friends. So she can follow me. She can silently stalk me. I can silently stalk her until one of us is ready to reach out again. So wearing your gear, if you're out and about, wear your shirts, drink out of your Bravenly mug or your Bravenly water bottle while you're out and about. Have samples with you, because if you're drinking, Balance and it's green and somebody's like, what is that? You'd be like, oh, it's my Shrek juice. You should try it, right? Here's a sample. What's your phone number? What's your name? And I'll follow up with you and give you, some info later or whatever. Engaging with people around you is a really great way for you to build your network in person. I'll tell you guys what, if I was at Old Navy in line like this, I wouldn't have met her. We would have never connected. She joined my team about 3 months later. Okay, she came to an in-person event 2 weeks later, tried some samples, signed up as a customer, was a customer for a few months before she enrolled. Okay, but if I was focused on just my phone, which happens a lot, I wouldn't have ever met her. So sometimes put your phone down and put your face up, interact with people. Okay, the other thing I'll tell you guys is this right here. It's green because one of the businesses I've built in, their colors were green. This is my names list. Okay, so I would take this everywhere I went. Why? Because have you ever had that moment where like a song comes on the radio and you're like, oh my gosh, I remember when I was in 10th grade with so-and-so, and you're like, oh, they would be so great at this business, or I wonder what they're up to now. And so what I did, you guys, is I have pages in here that these are local people. You guys, the pink are people that join my business. All right. So these are all local people. I just like brain dumped all the people that lived around me, people I wanted to ask to host an event, people out of state, people that lived in Chicago, because I had a bunch of those, people from my hometown, family, Mike's friends, none of them joined us. People I met from my ex-husband's hometown, people we knew from the military, past jobs that I had, people in past network marketing businesses, chicken list, follow up for my team, people that I had met with them. You guys, it goes on and on and on and on and on. I have like something for everything, but I kept this with me everywhere I went to be adding to my list. Then I would take that and go find them on Facebook and try to friend them. But the other thing I want to show you guys with growing your network is adding on Facebook and Instagram. Okay, so every day adding friends on Facebook. What I do is I pick up my phone and let me get to Facebook. I scroll until I see a sponsored ad, which is really fun because the first sponsored ad is Bravenly. Let me turn down my brightness so you guys can see this real quick. First sponsored ad I see is Bravenly, which is super cute. But let me go find another ad. Okay, there we go. There's another ad. So I can go into the comments. There's 27 comments of that. And now I can add these people to my Facebook friends. Why would I do this? Because if Facebook is showing me a sponsored ad, a lot of times the people that are commenting are like me. We have things in interest. That's why Facebook is showing that to me. So that is a great place to find friends on Facebook. You can add friends of your friends. You can add people from groups. I'm going to show you guys something that I have done that has helped me keep track of my new friends. Okay, so here is a calendar. When somebody accepts me as a friend, I write their name down and I will be intentional with liking and commenting on their Facebook for at least 5 days. And then I get into their inbox. No, I do not get into their inbox about Bravenly. I get into their inbox because I'm building a relationship and being a friend with them. This is how that works. But this is called being intentional. Instead of just adding random people on Facebook and wondering if you're ever going to interact with them. No, interact with them, write their name down, like, comment, and then after you've done it 5 times, send them a message. Ask them a question about, I mean, it could be anything, right? So this is something that is that intentional aspect. On Instagram, I go to the explore page, the little magnifying glass at the very bottom, and I want to look for people that are like me. Okay. So I usually look for moms. If you're into food, into Christian women, into influencers, like whatever it is that you're into, follow people that look like you. And then you can go into their page and grab an image and click on the likers and follow those people. So that's a way for me to follow on Facebook and follow on Instagram with intention instead of just randomly adding people to my network. All right. So next IPA is interacting and engaging. So this is the part of being a friend. Okay. So on Instagram, I would suggest if you have less than 2,000 followers to create a private account. Okay. The reason why is when you are following people on Instagram and your account is public, they get a notification. It'll say, Ashley Walmer followed you. Well, what does that person do? They're going to click on that and go to my profile. If they're looking at my profile and seeing everything that I'm about, they may not follow me back. There's something that happens when you can't see all of their images and you can only see their bio, their picture in that top part. They can only see the bio. That is like a intrigue, right? And they just automatically click follow, because once they click follow, then they can see all of your images. So it's a way for you to actually get more followers if you're private in the very beginning of getting on Instagram. All right. Then the other cool thing that happens is if you're private, so let's just say I follow, or Leah follows me. Okay. I'm private on Instagram and I follow Leah. Leah's going to get a notification, go to my page, and then she's going to click follow. I am now going to get a notification that Leah would like to follow me. I have to accept that. Okay, so now what that does is I've now got a notification. I'm going to go to Leah's page and I'm going to comment on one picture and like 3 of her pictures. Okay, comment. I call it the 3-1 rule. So 1 comment, 3 likes. Now Leah is going to get 4 notifications from me that I have commented and liked on her stuff. Guess what's going to start happening? It's starting an engagement. It's starting an interaction right now. Okay. So again, it's about being intentional. 1, when your account is private, you're intentional about adding followers to your account, but then you get a notification that lets you know that somebody is following you back and they're requesting to follow you. You can now be intentional with commenting on that person's stuff. Okay, so it's one of my favorite things about being private on Instagram is it helps you engage. If you're going through stories, you can be interacting with people in stories, scrolling through. I believe it was Aaron Austin that taught me when you're on Instagram, scroll through those top stories at least 6 swipes, because those first few are the people that you're already interacting with all the time. So if you can scroll over, you're going to get to people that you don't normally interact with. That's going to help your algorithm. Okay. So the other thing, and maybe I should just screen share right now because I want to show you guys something. Give me a second while I set this up. I just have to screen share to my phone, screen mirroring. Okay. So when you are on Instagram, the other really cool thing that you can do, if you find a picture or find a profile and you're like, ooh, I want to save this person. I want to interact with this person. There is a flag at the bottom right of every picture. Okay. So you can click that button and click save to collection. And now let's say I'm going to save it to June Potentials. Okay. Now I can go in to my, let's see, where do I do this? Settings, not archive, settings, I believe, saved. No, where's my saved at? Sorry, guys. Saved right there. Okay, these are all the folders that I've created, and I can now click on this and it saves people to this folder so I don't forget what their profiles are. I can now go back to her and interact with her at any time. Okay, so that's a really, really easy way that you can start saving people and just collecting information. So let me stop screen share. So how to interact with people intentionally on Facebook is something I call letter of the day. Okay, so the goal is to connect with people, not about Bravenly. So you do this by downloading your friends list. You can either print the list or put it in Excel spreadsheet. I use Google Drive for it. And now every day, if you're doing, if you have 10 minutes to interact, let's say you're on letter C. So you're going to go to letter C, either first name or last name, doesn't matter. Just pick something and be consistent with it, right? From the very beginning, that's what I told you guys. So let's say you're going to start with the letter C, first names. So you're going to go through and like and comment on everybody that starts with a letter C of their name, and like and comment. It's a way for you to be super, super, super intentional. Okay, so the other thing you can be doing on Facebook to be growing relationships, interacting, is every day, not just saying happy birthday in a comment to somebody, but sending a happy birthday message to somebody, because Facebook carries more weight with that on the algorithm. So it's literally telling, like if it's Mickey's birthday on Facebook today, instead of just going to her wall and saying happy birthday, Mickey, I may hop in her messenger and just say, happy birthday, Mickey. Oh my gosh, do you have any fun plans for today? Just wanted to let you know, like, oh my gosh, I love birthdays. Have a great day, girl. Right now, that's telling Facebook, hey, Mickey and we're like this. I want to see her stuff and I want her to see my stuff. Okay, so that is a way that you can be extra intentional about interacting on Facebook. Letter of the day and happy birthday messages. Okay, so now let's move on to posting. So one of the things I'm really, really big on is knowing what your 3 to 5 things are. What are the 3 to 5 things that make you you? And then rotating through that as you're posting. So that way, one, you never feel like, what am I going to post about? Or you're not just spamming every single person with Bravenly all the time. You're adding value and adding content that's not just one thing. Okay. So here's a tip. You guys, I don't get dressed and do my makeup and do my hair every single day. It's just not a reality for me. So when I do, I will try to take some selfies. I may even throw in a couple of different shirts. I may make up a thing of Balance and make up a thing of Boost Brew and take some pictures with my products. And that way I have content, I have images that I can use throughout the next week, throughout the next 2 weeks, and I save them to my favorites and I edit them all at once. There's an app that I use called Pick, Tap, Go to edit and put filters on my images. Okay. The other thing I'll tell you guys about posting is I have always picked a product a week, and that is the product of the week that I focus on in my stories. Okay, so I may make a post about, let's say it's going to be Glow Girl. I may make a powerful post about Glow Girl on like a Monday or a Tuesday, but for 3 to 5 days in my stories, instead of flipping back through all the different products that we have, I'm going to focus on Glow Girl. Why? Because it creates FOMO. Your followers don't always see every single one of your stories. They definitely don't see every single one of your posts. And let's just say somebody sees my Glow Girl story today. Well, if tomorrow I'm still talking about Glow Girl and the next day I'm talking about Glow Girl, they're like, oh, I want that, right? Like I'm now creating something where it's in their face all the time, instead of bouncing back and forth between products constantly. Now, does that mean that like if every morning you're making your coffee or you're making your Balance like in a story, don't do that? No, continue to use products on social. But what I would say is list out the benefits one day, and then the next day, maybe go through ingredients. And then the next day, talk about your results with that product. And then the next day say, hey guys, I'm looking for testimonials for this product. You know, the first 10 people, I'm going to put all of you in a drawing, and I'm going to pay for one person to get started as an ambassador and get perks right away. Okay, whatever it is you guys want to do. But I would focus on one product for a couple of days before you switch gears and talk about another one. Okay, so another thing that you can be doing that will help you guys work smarter, not harder with posting, is set up albums on your phone. Okay, so again, let me quick screen share for you guys, and I may just keep it on screen share now for just a little bit because I'm going to be showing you a bunch of stuff. Give me a sec while it sets up. Okay, go into your phone and go to albums, and you guys can set up different albums. See how I have images of Bravenly products. These are just a bunch of random images that I can quickly grab, and I don't have to sort through the almost 10,000 photos on my phone. Okay, if I'm looking for stock photos, I've got a place where I can grab stock photos on here. I've got Bravenly products. These are the image. These are like the infographics that I can easily grab. If I'm looking for, let's see, pictures of girls, I've got a bunch of those that I can easily grab, like some feminine, more looking images. Wallpapers, got a bunch of those. Okay, so that way you're not scrolling through and trying to find stuff on your phone. You have it right there ready to go. So the other thing that I want to show you for posting is there's a couple of apps that you can use that will help you kind of plan out your social media. Planoly is one of those. I'm not going to go into how to use that app right now. I'm just telling you guys, and then you can take time to do that. But one quick thing that I've done on Instagram that's super easy to set up posts is click on your profile, click on that plus thing and go to post. I'm going to now just click a random picture. Okay, so I'm going to grab this picture. Let's just say I'm going to do this. I'm going to click next. I'm going to write my caption. So let's say I do test. I'm going to click OK. So I write my post that I want, but I'm not ready to post this right now. Let's say I'm going to get 5 posts ready to go for the week. Okay, so this is the first one that I'm doing. This is test, and I'm writing my caption, but I don't want to post it right now. So you don't click share. What you do is you click the back button again, and this pops up where it says save draft. Okay, so now it's going to save and I can click cancel. All right, let's do another one. So I'm going to do, not story, sorry. I'm going to do another post for the week and get that ready to go. Let's say I want it to be this picture. Next. I type my caption, test 2, click OK, back, save draft. Now, let's say I'm ready to actually make a post. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to click that plus button, go to post, and see there at the bottom where it says recent or drafts, I have 3 of them right there. I can click one right now, click next, and it's saved the caption for me. So now what I can do is I can just post that. So it's a way for you guys to maybe on a Sunday, grab your phone and type up a couple of posts that you can use for the week. The other thing on what I would do to plan for my stories is I use an app called Studio. And I have different folders in here that you can pre-make a bunch of different stories ready to go for the week. So that way you're not just always constantly creating content on the fly. You're kind of planning it and ready to go. All right. So the other thing is in my notes app on my phone, I have a bunch of saved posts. So right here, I have 53 posts that I have saved. So now what I can do is click on one of them, copy all of this, copy, go into Facebook, grab an image, photo, let's say I want to pick this picture, and paste, and I can edit this. Okay, but I've already done the work in my notes. And so I'm not always creating content on the fly. Okay, so, all right, next IPA that we're going to go through is messaging. So this is making the ask. This is sending that first time message to people. I recommend messaging all of your people in the morning. Okay, so whether you're getting up 30 minutes before you go to work, you're being intentional, right? Whether that's you're doing a power hour at 9 a.m., whatever it is, I recommend sending all of your first time messages in the morning. Why? Because then that person has all day to read it, figure out in their schedule when they can respond and get back to you. So then maybe in the evening, while you're watching TV or after you put the kids to bed or something, you can respond. Okay. But if you wait to do that in the evening, you're always playing catch up. And so I would just say, set a timer, send 10, 20, 30 minutes, whatever it is, sending all of your messages to people right away in the morning. Who to message? Go to your Instagram stories. Who viewed your story? Who commented on a poll? Send them a message. Go to your post. Who liked your post? Who commented on it? Send them a message. Go into your Insta followers, into your saved prospects, maybe get into somebody's inbox. Go into your Facebook. If maybe you're building a relationship with somebody new, you've commented on them 5 times, you've sent them a message, you're building a relationship, maybe now you're sending them a message. You're getting into your hundreds list and you're like, okay, I'm going to tackle somebody from my chicken list today, or okay, I'm going to send a message to somebody that I went to high school with today, but you are intentionally sending messages to people. All right. So that is making the ask. This next thing that I'm going to share with you guys is called text replacement. And it is a way for you to work smarter, not harder when you're sending messages. Okay. So this is something that has literally saved my life and is probably one of the biggest things you guys will take away from this, just being honest. If you don't know what it is, get ready. When I learned this, I was like, oh my gosh, why has somebody been holding out all this good stuff for me for forever? Okay, so there is something called text message replacement. If you have an iPhone, if you don't have an iPhone, I'm sure you can Google how to do it, but I don't know how to work on an iPhone. So I'm sorry, I don't know how to tell you how to do this, but I know that they have it. So if you go into your settings and you scroll down to general, and then you scroll to keyboard and you see where it says text replacement, I have a bunch of these already to go ready. Okay, but what you do is you can click the plus button, and let's say my phrase, I'm just going to do a test one. So I'm going to do one test. Okay, let me go into my notes app. I'm going to give all of these to you guys after we get off the Zoom, just so you guys know. Okay, I have a list of all these text message replacements ready to go for you guys, but I'm just going to show you how to set this up. Okay. What I would do once I give these to you guys, create a note in your phone, just like this. The reason why you will see one in front of everything that I do is because if you're normally texting with somebody and you type this word, it's going to pull up the whole phrase, meaning let's say it's going to pull up a whole paragraph. You're never going to type the word one something to somebody. So that is why I have it in here. So I'm going to copy this. It says this is a test to show you how text message replacement works. Isn't this awesome? You just type in the code shortcut, which is one test, and it automatically puts this in your scripts, the phrase. So I'm going to copy this. I'm going to go to general, keyboard, text replacement, plus, because I'm adding one, the phrase is one test, and the phrase is what you're pasting. The shortcut is one test. Okay, save. Now, let's say I am now going to, let's see. I'm going to text one test and see how it pulled that up. It now automatically pulled up what I wanted to text somebody. Okay, so all I needed to do is, let me back out of here again, is type in the word one test, and then you click that phrase. Okay, so you can do this for literally everything. All right, you can have text message replacements for every product that has the product description. That way, when you're texting with somebody on social and they're like, what is Glow Girl? All you type in is 1GG, and it's automatically going to put that in there. If somebody is like, well, what's balance? One balance, you type it in and it puts it in there automatically for you. Okay, so it's a way for you to communicate faster with people without you having to go look for the script or get on Bravenly Nation or to type it all up. It's a way for you to figure out what are some normal things that you're constantly texting people or answering questions that you're able to now create a text message replacement for, so you can work faster in your business. Okay. A couple of things, how I store people in my phone. When somebody sends me their phone number on Instagram or Facebook, I save them. Let's just say I'm talking with Leah, she's wanting balance. Okay. So I would save her in my phone as Leah-PAMB, potential ambassador. Okay. If Leah and I were having a business conversation, I would save her in my phone as Leah-PBP. All right, potential brand partner. And now that way, when I'm in my phone, let's just say we have a special, we have a buy one, get one, or we have a something or whatever, I can quickly get into my phone and type in the word PAMB, and it's going to pull up every single potential that I have saved in my phone. And now I can start messaging them with a text message replacement. Okay. The other thing that I've done is I have used emojis. I'm going to throw this in the comments, paste. Okay, so I've used emojis instead of typing in the words like PAMB or whatever. When I have a lead, I would put Leah and then like the praise hands emoji. I would, if Leah becomes an ambassador of mine, I would put Leah and then the pink heart. If she becomes a retail customer of mine, I would put Leah and then the little shopping emoji. If she becomes a brand partner, I would save her with the like leaf or whatever. And then that way, when I'm in my phone and we have a, here, I'll just show you guys. When we have a sale or something and I'm wanting to grab my phone quick and just send a bunch of messages out. Okay, I can go into my contacts and let me just do the praise hands. Oh, that's not a favorite of mine. Apparently I haven't used it in a little while. Right there, and see all of these are leads I had saved in my phone. Let's see, another one I've done in the past was the green heart. Those were my old, let me find the green heart. No, they're probably gone from there. Let's do VIP. You can see that was a VIP person before. So you're able to type in phrases or emojis in your phone and quickly pull up a list of everybody. I've edited all mine out because obviously I'm not building business anymore from a standpoint of I have a bunch of retail customers in my phone. But that was something that I used to do. All right, so let's talk about the last thing, and that is follow-up. Okay, people talk about the fortune being in the follow-up. So this is my system. This is how I work smarter, not harder in my business, because I'm telling you guys, I have dropped the ball so many times on forgetting to follow up with somebody because I don't have a system around it. I didn't know who I was missing out on because I forget who I was talking to. And so every single day when I am sending messages to people, what I would do is, so I would get yourself a calendar. Okay. If you don't have a paper calendar like this, or you could use it on Google Drive if you want to, use an Excel spreadsheet, whatever it is, just figure something out, because I'm telling you right now, if you are not writing down or typing who you're talking to on a daily basis, there are people that you are dropping the ball with. It is just going to happen. All right. So what I used to do is, this is a weekly calendar. Okay. So on Monday, anybody that I sent a message to, I would write their name down. Tuesday, send messages to, write their name down. Wednesday, messaging. Thursday, messaging. Friday, messaging. So this is the messaging part. You write the person's name down if you had a conversation with them. Now, when you get to follow up, I follow up 2 days, 2 weeks, 2 months. Okay. So on Wednesday, when I'm doing my follow-up time, I'm going to pull open my calendar and I'm going to follow up with everybody that I communicated with 2 days before on Monday. On Thursday, when I get to follow-up time, I'm following up with all these people. Okay. When they enroll, you highlight them. So Don't follow up with this person. They're already in the system, right? For you. So this is a way for you to keep track of who to talk to and who to follow up with. So every single day you're using your calendar, you're writing names down of people you talk to. And then every single day when you're following up with people, like I said, I go 2 days, 2 weeks, 2 months. And so if it's 2 weeks later, let's say it is now, I am just in June. So let's say it's June 22nd and I'm doing my follow-ups. I do 2 days earlier. So now I go to Saturday, follow up with the people from Saturday. I'm going to go 2 weeks earlier. So I message the people from Monday, June 8th, follow up with all those people. Now I'm going 2 months earlier and I'm following up with all those people on that day from 2 months ago. Now, if you want to have people every single day to follow up with, every single day you have to be messaging people if you're wanting to create that funnel full of people to always be talking to. Okay. Oh, the other thing I wanted to show you that I used to do in here is right here. So these are the people I'm talking to. On this side, I already showed you guys, these are my new friends that I'm making on Facebook. Over here, what it says is likes and comments, and I'm keeping track of people that are liking and commenting, or if they're in my story on a poll, and I would write their name down. Kate, she commented on a business post. Lori commented on Drive or liked my Drive post. Pam commented on Glow Girl. Anna liked my business post. So now I'm able to message those people and keep track of those people as well. Okay, so I know this was a ton of information for you guys. I'm going to give you some action steps, and then I'm going to put all the text message replacement in Bravenly Nation for you guys so you guys can start doing this. Here is a tip. All of this stuff that I just kind of outlined for you guys, I gave you 6 income producing activities that you can be doing every single day. Do you remember what they are? 6 of them. Grow network, interact, post, message, follow up, and personal development. Okay, so 6 income producing activities every day. I then went through each one of those to give you guys ideas on how to do it faster, how to do it quicker, how to get this done for your business. But now is the time where I want you to figure out a time where you're going to sit down, go through some of these things, go through these notes, and set it up. Okay, set up your business for success. Maybe it's an hour where you're getting on with a couple people in your team and you're going to set up your text message replacements on your phone. Okay, don't just learn something, hear it, and not implement it. Because otherwise, a week, a month, a year from now, some of these things that could have impacted your business didn't, because you didn't implement them. Okay, so if I were you, what I would be doing right now is going to Marshall's, grabbing a calendar. This thing was $4.99, you guys, not that expensive. Get a notebook, have a hundreds list. Okay, set up your photos and albums on your phone so you can quickly grab images. Set up your text message replacement. Okay, download your Facebook friends list. Those are things that you guys can do right now that are action steps to implement some of this stuff into your business. Okay, we're right at an hour. I knew it was probably going to take about an hour today. Thank you for sticking with me. Let me know if you guys have questions about anything, please, either in the comments on the Facebook Live or send me a message on Facebook and I can go through anything if you guys are curious about something. So, all right, everyone, have a super awesome Monday. I'm super excited to hear from some of you that are implementing this stuff and see how your activity changes over the next couple of weeks, couple of months by implementing some of this stuff. All right, guys, talk to you later. Bye.